Well, first of all, that is a real problem, I think, a crisis, when you look at these scary, scary events that are now happening weekly. What I've said, what I would be eager to do is create a whole new state police troop here focused on high priority areas like the French Quarter, very, very visible, and have the state police play a leading role in training and increasing the professionalism of NOPD. Now, that needs to be funded here locally with the tax that's being voted on, with tourism industry pledges, with other things. But I think that can be an immediate factor to help stabilize the situation. I've been a strong opponent of Obamacare. I think net overall, it's been a big loser nationally and for Louisiana. A lot of folks had good coverage that have lost it. It has not taken care of the uninsured problem as was promised. In terms of the so-called Medicaid expansion, I've said from the very beginning of the campaign, I would look at that and be open to it, wouldn't rule it out, but only if we can do it on Louisiana terms. To me, that means three things. We need a clear plan of how to pay the state match. We don't have that yet. Number two, we need to reform Medicaid, not just expand it through a coverage model. Number three, we need work requirements for able-bodied folks. I certainly don't want to increase the disincentive for able-bodied folks to work. Long-term solution is to go to the fundamentals like we haven't done under Governor Jindal. On the spending side, it's to undedicate large areas of the budget. That's why higher ed gets cut over and over and over. It's one of the few big areas that is not dedicated. On the tax side, we need to look at all of our exemptions and credits and deductions and get rid of many that don't pay the taxpayer, that don't produce for the economy, that are giveaway or spending programs by another name. And I will lead us through that exercise, going to the fundamentals for the first time ever. I think in terms of job creation, we're moving from phase one to phase two. Phase one was focused a lot on incentives. Some of those were effective and we need to continue some, but phase two, I think, needs to be focused on capacity. Infrastructure, we need to catch up roads, bridges, port, maritime, because we are building bottlenecks, pun intended, to job creation in this state. Also, skilled workforce. We don't have nearly enough trained skilled workers, particularly in high growth areas like Lake Charles and Greater Baton Rouge. And I would also dramatically improve our litigation climate. That's turning off business in our state in a big way. It's no accident that the trial lawyers are spending millions of dollars attacking me, campaigning against me. It's because I will improve our litigation climate. Well, I've been very involved as a leader in our congressional delegation, working on core projects, on infrastructure projects, on coastal restoration projects. In fact, I've been the leader in our delegation in all of those things. I think that's the important work that needs to continue, particularly as we finally have some significant funding sources to fund our coastal restoration effort. And of course, I was involved in passing those two, the Restore Act, the BP money and the settlement, and then offshore revenue sharing. So I will help lead that effort to actually execute the Coastal Master Plan, and we need to start building, stop studying. We have cut too deep, and we've certainly also cut the wrong way across the board, just decimating higher ed. I will stop death by 1,000 cuts. I will undedicate other areas of the budget so higher ed isn't constantly targeted. And I will have a real focus on affordability. We're at risk of losing an affordable system. TOPS is the only reason many students and families find it affordable now. So I'll do all those things to preserve affordability and build excellence in higher ed. Well, unfortunately, I'd give it a very low grade, although there are pockets of excellence and clear signs of improvement. What I will do is have real standards, rigor, and accountability outside of Common Core, and we can do both of those things. I will also strongly support choice and competition in all its forms, charter schools, voucher scholarships, homeschooling options, and the like. And fundamentally, I'll put parents and teachers back in charge. In the education pecking order, they're at the very bottom. They should be at the very top versus the federal government or even state government.